Alright, GladrapChannel, you're joined with Beau O'Brien, Beau the pro all the way from Napier, and we also got Benji Watt from BoxRec. He's also an NZPBA judge, so glad to have both of you here. Thank you very much for joining us.
No worries, mate. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. So, doing some big things in the world, Beau. So you just recently came back from Fiji, where you beat the undefeated Nawai. And you've also got a strap. You got the World Boxing Foundation Australasian middleweight title. Congratulations.
Yeah, mate. Definitely. Thank you. Yeah, no, I picked up the new title and even got a bit of a holiday while I was over there. It's wonderful.
That's absolutely fantastic, man. So tell us about your experience going to Fiji, going to a new country, beating this undefeated guy. What was that whole thing like? Did they treat you well down there?
Mate, honestly, we were very well looked after. Me and my partner, my father and my trainer all went over. So it was just, even as soon as we stepped off the plane, mate, they welcomed us with, you know, like necklaces and the Fijian way. And they had their media there, which was quite cool. So they'd done a bit of an interview and stuff like that. So, but we loved it. You know, me, my partner, everyone that we went with was just all. We were welcome the whole time. You know, it was cool. Even, you know, people who didn't know us, you know, you just walk down the street and, you know, they'd say hello, they'd say, you know, bulla. And, yeah, we loved it. The whole country were just really nice. And then, you know, I was a bit of a celebrity over there, actually going through town, and probably be about 100 bloody Facebook photos on Fijian Facebook profiles.
That's cool, because I saw that interview you did. I think you just arrived fresh from the airport, and there was a was that right? Was it at the airport?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they were still in the airport. Yeah, literally just got out of the customs and straight into it. So, and they were pushing for me to sort of call for a decision. You know, they were sort of saying, what round do you think it will finish? But you know, I keep it pretty low key, man. I mean, I'm a boxer and not really a brawler, and you know, I don't sort of see myself as a knockout puncher. But you know, if the opportunity arises, I'll take it.
It's kind of interesting because, like, when you have New Zealand fighters going over, they generally consider it as a mega fight as well. And, like, when you think about, like, New Zealand, it's like, oh, just New Zealanders, you know. But, like, they look up to us as, like, a different standard.
They do, man. They do. And it was really well advertised in Fiji. You know, they were calling it sort of like Fiji host world title fight and that sort of thing. So, like, obviously, it's a world title. It's not a world title, but it's an Australasian world title, I guess. So, you know, we're pretty humble around New Zealand. You know, it's better to fight the guys in your own backyard and stuff like that. So, it was an opportunity, and all the rewards came off. So we're really wrapped, eh?
So what you make of Nawai? I know they dub him the Hands of Stone. And what was he like before the fight? You know, because he must have been pretty pumped. I know he said some things that he thought he was gonna knock you out, and you know, what was he like? Yeah, man.
Oh, hey, look, at the weigh-in, you know, it was pretty low key. You know, he didn't really say too much. He wasn't a big speaker. You know, we got to do a bit of a size up of each other. I think I had half a centimetre height on him, which is. And so it was good. You know, he came in lighter. Like, I thought he would have been right on the 72.5k limit. So he was about 71.1 and I was 72, so I was actually a little bit heavier than him. Yeah, no, he didn't really say much. I brought him a pounamu from New Zealand, you know, a Kiwi pounamu, and gave that to him as a, you know, just gesture, man. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we're in there fighting, but, you know, we're two grown men, you know, and there's, you know, like, it's humble, man. Like, hey, if I had won, I would have had still great respect for him, and I still have great respect for him for losing, you know.
You gave it to him at the weigh-in?
Yeah, gave it to him at the weigh-in. Thought it wouldn't be appropriate right before the fight, like, yeah.
So, what was the camp like leading into this fight?
Oh, honestly, man, we couldn't have asked for a better camp, hey. Like, like, I'm training full-time all day, every day at the moment. Like, so I'm, you know, I've got a lawn mowing company down here in Hawke's Bay, and I've brought in people, and I've got franchises who are basically maintaining all my clients and my business. And I'm my partner, she's out full time managing at a dental practice, and I'm basically got the opportunity to just train all day, every day. Like I've got about probably 20 trainings a week, you know. So in the morning I'll be running, and then during the day I'll be doing weight sessions, and then in the evening I'll be doing boxing sessions. It's literally, it's the reason I came back, because when I boxed as a pro last time, I realized that this is a sport that you're either all in or you're all out. There's no half being in, you know. You can't do it in boxing. You'll just get hurt.
Yeah. And what was there much of a difference between training in New Zealand and training in Fiji? Like, did you get time to train in Fiji a little bit?
Nah, not till after the fight. You know, I didn't go to any of the local boxing gyms or anything like that. Like, because what we done is we just trained right the way up to about a week before the fight, and then pretty much just from there it was just real minimal things to just keep the body loose and fresh, and yoga and a couple of saunas just to keep the weight down, and then yeah, so basically just rested the body for the couple of days before the weigh-in, and then the day of the fight, obviously rested. But when I after the fight, and we went and stayed at a resort and stuff, I went for a couple of runs, which was interesting. I got chased by a pack of dogs and had to end up running with a stick just to wave them off. Man, it was crazy. It was a couple of runs here, I had to sort of fend myself off.
Yeah. You know, you're one of the only guys that have seen that, man, like in your training videos, you train the whole body. Like, you know how some people isolate, like, you know, I'll do shoulders, I'll do biceps on, you know, different days. You go everything in one, right? Plus you mix a swim in there. I mean, talk about that, man. Yeah.
Man, I just, the thing is, I'm doing this because I want to do it. I'm not doing it because someone tells me, dude, you need to do your shoulders today, or what's OB. Like, I train everything, you know, like, it comes down to 3 stages. You've got to train your explosive power, you know, your explosive, your power, and your cardio, you know. So you want that explosive energy for boxing, you know, so that you can get in and go. You want the power / strength, you know, so that you've got muscle mass and you've got, you know, you got that power there. And then you need cardio. Everyone knows you need cardio, and that's where it comes down to the road work, you know, just running and running. I mean, I've done a half marathon in an hour 29 just before the fight, man. So that's about an average of 4 minutes 19 per K. So for 21 Ks as well. So I'm not a runner, but that's pretty fast time even for a runner.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is pretty fast. I said to my partner, I was like, can I do that? And he was like, no, you're not going to do that. You can barely do 1K.
yeah. Try to do 1K at 4 minutes 19. It's hard, man. But that, you know, like, like I said, man, I do this because I want to do it, and I do it because I've got a goal. You know, I want to be a world champion one day, and you know, that's the reason I train all day, every day, and you know, every single day this year. And everyone will tell you, you know, you need to have a rest day, or you need to do this, or my rest day is in between training, so I might, you know, have a good hard morning workout, and I might not train till the next morning on some days. And that's as good as a rest day is going to be. So, you know, I can make the most out of everything, and rest when it is time, but train when it is, you know, when I get the opportunity. So I think in total with the Fiji fight, I lost about 4 days of not training then, plus 1 day that I weighed in for my previous fight. So far this year, I only haven't trained 5 days out of 6 months. So.
I know you said that you love it, right? But does it get, like, repetitive? I know doing it every day. I mean, do you have to draw inspiration or, like, motivation from other sources? I mean, just doing it every day could maybe take a toll on you?
Yeah, no, I don't think so, man. Like, I mix it up. You know, I do a lot of trainings. Like, I do, like, hot yoga. I do running. I do swimming, weight work, boxing. Just there's so many different things, man. And if you do something too much, you kind of, you know, you mix it up. We're doing sparring as well. I'm going away and sparring different guys up the North Island and stuff like that. So we were really lucky to get an opportunity to do some sparring with John O'Taylor, who's a really good pro from up in Tauranga there.
Yeah.
And really nice guy as well, you know. So, you know, that's what it's all about. It's just keeping it fresh, mixing it up, and, you know, sparring all different guys. We spar guys from Hastings and Napier, and it's great. You know, we love it.
Tough guy, Jonathan Taylor. He's actually got, he just recently got a bout booked for himself in Singapore near the end of the year for a WBC title.
Wow, a WBC even?
It's a WBC, like, Asia continental title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on him, man. Yeah. He's that guy. Like that guy makes me feel fat. Like when I went up and like I'm pretty lean, but that dude, man, like I couldn't believe he can make super middleweight. Like he is shredded. Like, and he hits like a tank as well. So that's why I think, you know, coming into this Nawai fight, you know, I was expecting some real heavy punches, and then after getting hit by the likes of Jonathan Taylor and the camp down here in Hawke's Bay, you know, like my main sparring partners, Tiffany Maniapoto and Derek, you know, those guys are hitting real hard, you know. So when I ended up, you know, getting in the first 2 rounds and eating a couple of shots, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So I'd been hit a lot harder.
That's interesting because they always say, you know, like, you know, the local fighters are on a certain level, but when you go overseas, you get exposed to a whole nother level. So it's interesting that you say that you actually found it a little bit easier, you know? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, when I went to China, when I went to Macau, a couple of years ago, you know, that was definitely it. It was, you know, that guy was a bit of a different caliber than I had been used to. I would have liked a longer, like, sort of camp for that. I had about a 4-week camp coming off about a 2-month holiday. So I kind of wasn't prepared as well as I would like to be. Whereas this one, I've been training, you know, non-stop. So it was just getting better and better and fitter and faster.
Just for people that maybe haven't watched the, you know, the live stream that they put out, can you maybe just talk about the fight? You know, just tell us how it went, in your opinion.
Did you see the live stream? Did you, like, rewatch the fight itself?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I watched the fight myself. So basically, the first round, you know, as you do, you're feeling it out. You're testing the waters. You know, you're kind of sticking to your 1s and 2 combination. Not getting too carried away with a guy who likes to bang, and just keeping that jab going. I mean, I've always had a good jab, and basically I just kept on his nose, and that was about the first 2 rounds. And then after the first 2 rounds, I was doing a lot of jabbing. So I started to, you know, feel like, okay, he's going to start to read this jab now. So I was starting to fake with the jab and then bring a few uppercuts, or fake with the jab, bring some hooks around, which landed and connected and stuff like that. And then about the 4th round, I noticed that he started to sort of get a bit more tired. And then I was happy to sort of guard up and let him sort of have a bang, you know, have a try, hit me as hard as you can, you know, I'll block up. And then once I done that, I realised that he's actually got he doesn't have much more than he's already shown me, you know, like, and so I just got more and more comfortable. And, you know, it was a 10-round fight, you know, I'm sparring 15, 16 rounds, and by round 4, I had just warmed up, you know, so by round 5, I started to really put it all into play, and it all just came off a straight left, right uppercut, and I really just rocked him with that. And then my trainer, I could hear him from the corner basically just call. He just said, "Go," you know, like, so I knew I'd got him with the uppercut, and you know, and I knew it would hurt, but I didn't, you know, because I didn't know it had sort of taken the legs out from under him. But when I knew my trainer had said that, you know, because I've worked with this guy for 13 years, I knew that he had seen something that I had missed. So that's when I just applied the pressure and just really jumped on him and just started letting my hands go. And, you know, like, I'm not a big, you know, I'm a pretty safe sort of technical boxer, but I just started letting my hands go and dropping some right hooks after right hooks and left hooks. And yeah, it was a bit of a muck up from the ref. I don't know. I think he might have got a bit flustered and chucked an 8 count in.
I had a conversation with Fiji's officials, so they're still, like, getting up to par to, like, international standard, because they just had, like, a changeover of, like, board members or something like that over the last couple of years, and, like, they're updating their rules as they go along, and they've only just recently got rid of the standing 8 count for pros.
Yeah.
So, like,
we had said to the, you know, because I spoke to the ref twice, you know, I spoke to him on the weigh-in day and I spoke to him on the fight day, and because I've been a ref and I've been a judge, I know the rules, you know, and I've been a boxer, so I know the rules. But, you know, I know there's, you know, so the 3 things I asked him is, you know, there's no standing 8 counts. He said, yeah. I said, there's no save by the bell. He said, yeah. And there was one other thing, I can't remember what it was, but I definitely know asked those 2 ones, because they're 2 of the key things. And my first pro fight, I had a ref do the same thing. I was laying the pressure on a guy, and he jumped straight in and broke it up and gave him a standing 8 count. But hey, at the end of the day, we got the decision we wanted, and if Fiji's gonna, they were great, man. Even after the fight, man, there was no hostility. There was no, oh shit, we better get out of here or we better hightail it. Like they were great. They came up, they took photos. I talked to them, and it was awesome, man.
I had a conversation with a couple of like the officials and like some of the Fiji boxers and whatnot, and some of them felt that he wasn't ready for like an international fight. What do you think? Do you think he was ready, or
Yeah, I think he was ready. I think I was just more ready. I mean, I'm not blowing my own whistle, but he was a quality boxer. I take nothing away from him. He'd had a good record of 11 wins and 8 knockouts, which was something pretty daunting going into the fight. But, our game plan just worked well. Just lay the pressure on him and just keep on him and just don't give him a chance to breathe and just keep boxing him, and then wear him out. Because I had 5 more rounds up my sleeve, we was just warming up.
In the 5th round, when he was smiling, but you could see he was kind of tired. Did you sort of look at him and say, this is the wrong time to get tired, like against me, like with all the training I've been through, the marathon? Like, did you just know, like at that stage, you were about to demolish this guy?
Nah, man. The only point that I knew that I had won the fight, or I was really quite quietly confident, is when I looked over after the second 8 count, and I went over to the ref and I said, what's going on? And he and then that point was the point that I knew I won. Boxing's a technical sport. It takes 1 second to get a stray punch, and you're not the winner until that bell rings and you're holding your hands up pretty much, So I know he was getting tired, but I've gotten tired and come back from it before. You look at the Jeff Horn-Pacquiao fight. He got tired in the 9th round and he came back. It happens. People can do it. So you never want to celebrate too early.
One thing I'm quite impressed is the audience was quite happy. Like you know what I mean? They seem to just enjoy a good quality fight. Like I thought maybe they'd get quite hostile to see their hometown hero lose, but you say it was a different reaction.
Dude, you're 100% right, man. They even before the fight, I think the Fijian people were just happy to have a great, show come into their place. They were happy to see a good quality boxing fight. They were just happy. I think, a few people had said, you've taught the Fijian boxers, some things, so I think a few people are going to go back from there and work their jab and work their basics, because boxing's not all about big right hooks or big left hooks, You've got to be smart, The quickest way to a guy's face is straight down the centre rather than taking a roundabout around the side, And I think they had learned that, and keeping a tight defence.
Well, that's something that not just like pro boxers need to learn. It's also like corporate boxers still need to learn today. Is like learn how to do a good jab.
100%, man. A good jab, like I say, man. I'm not a power puncher. I'm a boxer, and that's why I like boxing people who are boxers, because you get a great show. It's like you get a great show of experience. Obviously people like to see the big head down, arm going up, and big bomb shots, and they look horrible, but it's just that's what people like, and they like the knockouts. But I mean, I've been in the sport for 13 years, and I know what I bring to the table, and I'm happy with it.
So now you got the strap. So you're a walking target, everybody wants. So now, I guess what's the plan? Like, you gonna take some time off, or you gonna get?
Yeah, well, I'm actually. No, I'm still training. I'm still keeping fit, and like I said, I was running after Fiji, and as soon as I got back to New Zealand, I've been back in my training regime, and I've been back on the diet as of Monday this week, which has been great, because just eating just junk food, man. I can just see every single kilo stepping on, and it's horrible. But, next big target. Yeah, next big target for me is I'm actually getting married in August. So me and my partner have been together 10 years. So in about just over a month, we'll be getting married. So that'll be the next big thing for me.
What took you so long, man? 10 years. What took you so long to propose?
Well, to be honest, we've been engaged for 5 years. It's just we've finally got around to getting it together and saving up the funds. And
is the wedding going to be in Fiji, or?
Nah, man, no way. And wedding's actually about 5 houses down. It's at the Crab Farm Winery, so.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that'd be good. So that's the next big thing for me. I'm still going to keep fit. I'm still going to keep training, and but after that, then we'll be looking to take a few more fights. You know, like realistically, this year we said for the comeback year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do say 2 or 3. You know, 2 or 3 sort of warm-up fights, get back into it, and then at the end of the year, I'll take a real tough fight. Whereas at the start of the year, I mean, Shiva Mishra, he was a debut boxer, but he was a high-quality amateur. You know, he was knocking kids out, you know, in the amateur ranks quite consistently. So that was a tough fight to get straight back into it, but it was great. And then to come in and just take a chance, take a stab at this undefeated boxer and pick up the win. You know, I think we're just going to just keep on with the same regime. You know, just take good challenges and fight the best. I mean, we've got a great pool in the weight division I'm at. You know, we've got the likes of Gunnar Jackson, who's a really good veteran, who's got, you know, a great record, fought some of the best boxers in the world. You know, then there's the likes of Shea Walker-Brock, who's a great up-and-comer, and then there's, you know, obviously at the top of those two, you've got Beau Morgan, who's beaten both of them. So,
did you see that fight?
There's just... No, I haven't watched it yet, but I've been told it was just amazing. So
I've got a copy if you want it.
Yeah, man, I'd definitely love to see it.
Yeah, it was send me a link.
Yeah, I'll be keen as to watch that. So, I mean, it's kind of like a triangle, you know, like you got Shea and you got Gunnar, who one's like the veteran, one's the young fella coming up, and they drew each other. When they fought each other, they drew, and then Beau and Morgan has fought them both and beaten them both. So it's like, well, do you go to the second level, or do we just have a crack at the guy on top? You know, the guy who's you know, you've beaten both of them. So it's just kind of weighing up our options and weighing up our experience and seeing what the next step will be. But like you said, I've put a big target on my back now, and there'll be a few people looking to have a go at it.
Because Bowen's looking interesting because, you know, he's got 2 belts now. So he's got the IBO
NZNBF.
Yeah, so the NZPBF super welterweight, and he's got the IBO Oceania.
There's the NZNBF welterweight and the NZPBA super welterweight and IBO. Was it Oceania or Asia Pacific? I think it's Asia Pacific.
Yes. So you know, I mean, there's 2 belts.
And the Oceania.
Yeah. So you do want to face these guys at some stage. I mean.
It would be silly to try and go and fight people around the world without fighting the best in your own backyard, you know. I mean, you get a lot of boxers who try and just sugarcoat their records and fight bunnies for 15 or 20-odd fights, and then they go overseas and then they just get beaten up, you know. You may as well fight the guys in your own backyard, and if you get through them, take it to the next tier, you know. Then if you can beat them, well, then go to the higher level.
I liked what Beau Morgan consistently says on the internet, on Facebook, even in interviews. He always says that you've got no right to fight overseas unless you've beaten everyone in your home area first. Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of boxers, not naming any names, that don't listen to that.
Oh, no way, man. Yeah, that's it. Like, I think after Mayweather, everyone's trying to sugarcoat that perfect record, man. Everyone's scared of getting an O on their record, you know. Take a chance, have a go. Like, shit, you might get a loss, but you'll gain so much more from a loss than you will from a win against someone who you're meant to win. To be honest, the reason I loved this fight is because I was the underdog. I had stepped up a weight division. I was going to his backyard. I was fighting in his hometown. And, you know, it was, you know, he had the better resume. He had 11 wins, 8 knockouts. I had a 5-1-1 record. You know, he had all that going for him. All I could do was do well. You know, I went over there with the mentality like, well, if I go in there and he beats me, oh, fuck, he's a better boxer. You know, that happens. And then to go in and win, it took me a bit of shock. You know, it took me a couple of days to actually realise, you know, like, whoa. So the guy who stops everyone.
I spoke to the Fiji promoter, and he said that he's interested for a rematch at the end of the year. Would you be into that?
Oh, yeah, well, could be. I mean, it's always tricky fighting guys you've already fought before. You know, like, once you've fought someone, you're like, okay, well, we've done that, so on to the next one. But oh, hey, look, anything could happen. You know, options are there. Maybe get him over into New Zealand. You know, bring him over here and give him a taste of the Kiwi life, and you know, that wouldn't be a bad option as well. So yeah, definitely. Like I say, anything can happen.
I got one thing that Josh has been saying. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. I'm gonna say it anyway. Daniel Maxwell has recently called you out over the Facebook. Yeah. I made when I made the comment on Facebook sometime, I can't remember when, that you won the fight. He was actually interested in a rematch with you. Would you be interested in going down that road again?
Honestly, man, like, I've got nothing against Daniel Maxwell. He's a good guy and he's a nice enough guy, but he's just, why would I fight him again? I've fought him twice. You know, obviously the first time was a draw. The only, and not making any excuses, but the time I fought him that was a draw was my second fight. And I actually got strip throat before the fight. So I normally fight at 69.8, walking around about 71, 72. And then the week before that fight, I actually got strep throat. I had about fucking 20 ulcers in my mouth. And I actually dropped down to 65 kilo because I couldn't eat and I couldn't drink for a whole week. But I was so determined that I didn't want to pull out of this fight that I still fought him. And I just didn't have any power. And that was the reason it came down to a draw, because fitness, I could have tuned him up. But power, I just couldn't take him out. But then it went to my, you know, couple of fights later, and I fought him for my New Zealand title. And I beat him in a shutout, you know. It was 10 rounds to none, you know. I dropped them twice in the fight. He pulled out some of his veteran tricks that were like, he spat the mouth guard out once, dropped them with a body shot, and he got a 10 count, and he spat the mouth guard out after the 10 count, and then managed to make a 10 count last 40 seconds on the tape. I couldn't believe it. So, now, to be honest, I probably wouldn't fight Maxwell again. Nothing against him, but you know, there's bigger fish out there, and that's the target I'm aiming for. Like, I respect Maxwell, but you know, he'll fight anyone. That guy, he clearly has. You look at his record; he's fought anyone. They offer him a fight, he'll take it. So,
actually, now that you mentioned the mouth guard, that's what actually happened in the Fiji fight as well. That happened a couple of times.
Yeah, it was a trick and a half, man. I'll tell you what, if I ever need to use it, I hope it works just as well as these other guys, because you know, it's a great trick. Just spit your mouth guard out and gain an extra 10 seconds.
Yeah, and I saw that Sebastian Singh was also from Fiji. He was also interested in maybe having a fight with you if the stars were in line.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get a fight at 68 kilo, which when I fought Shiva Mishra at the start of this year, I fought him at a catch weight of 68, and I said I wouldn't do that again because 68 is just, like I said, my natural weight's super welter, which is 69.8. And to drop down to that 68 was just painful, eh? Like, you know, it was just, it's not where I want to be. And so, yeah, Sebastian Singh, I think if they wanted the fight, they'd have to either look at coming up to super welter or light middle, whatever. But, hey, anything's possible, man. I liked Fiji. Fiji was good, you know. It was just, we had a bit of a holiday afterwards, and the people were good, the place was good, the weather was warm, and we brought home the title like we said we wanted to.
Is it hard to make weight, like, you know, because even if you look at you, it doesn't look like there's any fat on you. I mean, so what exactly are you losing? I mean,
dude, honestly, it's a struggle for me, eh? Like, I eat a cashew nut, man, and I can see it on my stomach. It's that bad, eh? Like. It's not some guys, like, I seen this boxer online the other week. He was like 6'6", and he was a 154-pound fighter. I was like, dude, I'm 5'9", and I struggle to make 154. How the hell is this guy 6'6" and making 154? You know, it's unreal. You know, so some guys cut weight easy, some guys not so much. But yeah, I normally just go on a no food diet and a no fluid diet a couple of days beforehand, and sort of keep the sauna and drop out a lot of the water weight and cut down a bit. So I think I'll drop back to 69.8. I did quite like the 72 limit, you know, that was good. But I'll drop back to 69.8 and we'll sit around there.
Yeah, fantastic, man. And no, it's good. It's good to see so many Kiwis and Australians doing well in the sport, you know. We got with Joseph Parker, we got Jeff Horn, and you know what I mean? They're making waves out there.
Definitely, man. Yeah, it's good for this side of the world, you know, to be sort of bringing it up. And I know the boxing scene in England's going off quite a bit now. So, you know, that wouldn't you know, that's good. You know, that side of the world's going off, we're going off, and yeah, hopefully we can set up some good fights.
Hey, I just wanted to say, keep up those videos you do, man, because it brings real good insight into like how you train, like how a professional boxer trains, and you know, it's cool, man. Like, because honestly, I thought boxers did the same thing as like, you know, isolation, and ever since I saw you do it, I sort of started to incorporate, you know, different things into my workout as well. So keep it up, man.
Right.
Yeah, do you enjoy doing those?
Dude, I love it. You know, I'm you know, the people down at my training at Ocean Spa, they're just great. You know, because I got one facility that has a weights gym, has boxing. Like they've got a boxing bag there that they let me use. They've got the sauna and they've got the pools, man. And then they've got spas if you want to have a spa afterwards, relax the muscles. You know, so it's a one-stop shop. So it's great. You know.
Benji, you should check out his videos, man. It's honestly.
I'll check out.
Yeah, very.
I'll definitely check out this. Yeah. So, is there any particular person that you want to fight either at the end of the year or next, or?
Oh, realistically, I think, you know, as I said before, fight the best in your backyard. So it'll be one of those three. It'll be either Gunnar, Shay, or Bowen. I mean, it'd have to be, you know, yeah. Why not? You know, like the other three, you know, top dogs in the division, in my division. So why fight? Why fight bums and journeymen? You know, fight the best. You know, have a go, give it a go, and if you lose, then hey, well, you will have learned something, and if you win, hey, even better.
But if you get past those fights, then it's definitely international, right? From there, I mean,
dude, for sure. You know, if I can beat those guys, then definitely, man. You know, those guys are well up there. I mean, after getting this fight, I couldn't believe it, man. I picked up a number 7 pound for pound in New Zealand ranking, which, you know, that's just, I couldn't believe it. You know, that was quite sure. Probably one of the proudest, apart from having my children, but probably one of the proudest moments of my life. I've ranked number 200 in the world, number 7th pound for pound, and number 1 in my weight division. So, you know, that's, I mean, 200th in the world doesn't seem like much, but out of 1,800 professional fighters, I'm happy with that, man, you know.
And not only that, but you have this franchise that you're running, and you know what I memean? Like, you managed to do all these goals while multitasking at the same time. So you must have your head on your shoulders and must be very organized, man.
Yeah, yeah, like I say, man, me and my lady been together 10 years. She's helped me through every step of this way. She's helped me through this journey, and, you know, my parents raised me right, you know, like they weren't perfect, but they taught me to, if you want something, go out and do it. You know, if you want to go and buy some lollies from the dairy, go out and pick up the dog poo. You know, learn to make your money your way, and that's why I've been working since 10 years old, and was always able to support my own way and live my own life. And we own a beautiful house. We have a great business. We've got a great family, and my partner's got a great career. And now I'm following my dream, man. I mean, I can only hope that everyone else does the same thing, man. You know, we get one shot at this life, so, you know, live it, have fun, enjoy it.
I think if you beat Gunnar, Shay, and Bowen in that order, you would actually make it in the top 100.
Oh Jesus, that would be a dream come true, man. Like, yeah, I'd love to do that too. You know, it's definitely the goal.
Benji, man, this super welterweight title, it's looking a very exciting division, huh?
Yeah, it's very very exciting.
That division just for a Kiwi division, you know, like I don't know what Bowen's record is. It must be something like 16-1. I know he's had one loss, and then Shay's probably about 16-2, and Gunnar's about 25 and maybe 10 or something like that. But Gunnar's also taken all the heavy fights.
He's been in there with everyone.
You're pretty close actually. Bowen is 17-1. Shay is 12-1, and Gunnar, if I can actually look it up.
Isn't Shay 2? He is 2, right?
No, he's 12-1.
Okay.
Oh no, you're right. It's 12-2-1. You're right. And Gunnar is 27-11-4.
Oh yes, wait, 27-11-4. 4 draws. That's hardcore. Hold on one second. 4 draws. That's pretty hard out to get 4 draws in your career. But when you do 4-rounders, that's a real you know, it's an opportunity to get draws. You've really got to perform on those 4-rounders.
Yeah, well, he got a draw with Shea Brock, obviously, and Adrian Tai here the first time they fought.
Oh, okay, sweet.
But who doesn't want to see Beau with Shea? Who doesn't want to see Beau with Beau and Morgan? I mean, come on, these with Gunnar Jackson. I mean, these are incredible fights. Even the general public might want to tune into this, not just the casual fan.
Oh, exactly, man. I mean, look how much that Beau and Morgan and Shea Brock would have got viewed, man. That would have been, surely that would be up there for, like, I haven't even watched the fight, but I know what both of them are like, and I can only imagine that would have been a great fight. So, realistically, if I can get in there and do the same thing, you know, like you say, go through Gunnar, go through Shea, and then if I can get to Bowen and beat Bowen.
Also, there's Cairo George. We also forgot to mention Cairo George. So, man, it's a sad, yeah.
Down to 63, isn't he? I believe Cairo George.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 63 now, but like there's Anthony Taylor, who's actually
retired, right?
his last. He says he's retired, but he last fought at Super Welter. I can't remember when, but it wasn't too long ago. Sometime this year.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, really? Because like I say, I've done some sparring with his brother Jono, and so yeah, when I spoke to him, he said Anthony had sort of retired this year. So he's another guy who's up there. And,
TNT, right?
But yeah. Cairo, because I asked about Cairo when I was previously fighting professionally, and we had looked at fighting him, but he would never take the fight. And then I heard this year that he's dropped down even further, down to 63. So yeah, I don't know how a guy that big makes 63. I struggle. I heard 60.
Actually, here's a name for you. I heard that Ruben Webster is dropping down to Super Welter. Is that a fight you want?
Yeah, I haven't actually seen too much of Ruben Webster. He's the only thing I know about Ruben Webster is he done that 8-man tournament up in Auckland on Craig's show.
And, he didn't do it.
No, he didn't. Yeah, at the last minute.
I
think something.
Oh no, he went and fought. He was gonna do it, but he went and fought over an Aussie, didn't he?
Yeah. So
he got suspended for that fight because he got TKO'd.
Oh yeah, which happens. You got to have a month stand down, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, depending how harsh the knockout was, but I think it was just a standard 30.
Yeah. It's sort of that's the only thing I know about Ruben Webster. I only know he's a tough fighter in that sense, and that's my trainer did say he could make 69.8. So hey, like I said, anything's possible, man. And there's a huge target on my back, and I'm not afraid. You know, I'll fight people, but you got to be realistic. You know, I don't want to run before I can walk. You know, so you got to take the right steps, because at the end of the day, I want to be a great boxer and I want to be a world champion, but I also want to be I want to live to a ripe old age of 109, so I can see the year 2100. And so basically, got to be smart. You know, you don't want to be jumping in there and fighting Canelo Alvarez tomorrow. So.
And you're still pretty young as well, because you're only 27, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you still got quite a few years in there. So.
Well, my partner was the key one too. That she was the one who, at the end of last year, said, "Well, if you want to come back, baby, you better do it now, because you're not getting any younger." And pretty much told me, like, if you wanna be a pro boxer, you better get into it. And we've done it, and we're doing it.
Bobo, can you talk a little bit about the tattoos? I can see like a woman's, I don't know, on the neck.
You just got the question now of me.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the tattoos? I know they're quite important to you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so my father was a tattooist. He's been a tattooist for years, and got my first tattoo at 16, so 11 years ago. And this one on my throat here, so she's my guardian angel. So she's half good, half bad. And then on the sides of my neck, I don't know if you can see very well there, my good conscience and my bad conscience. So, trying to just, like I was raised as a sort of atheist and never really believed. And in the last few years, I've slowly found my own faith and my own peace with the Lord. And, that's the reason of these. They've got my good conscience and bad conscience, because, they're what's in your ear telling you the decisions to make, whether to do good ones or to be good or to be bad. And my guardian angel, she's the same as me, man. Like, she was raised from like I was raised on the crossroads, and half good, half bad. And so that's what helps me, man. No pain, no gain. And Yeah, everyone asked me if the throat tattoo hurt, but no, it didn't. It's quite peaceful actually. If you've ever thought about it, I recommend it.
You know, it's great having like a lot of symbolism in your tattoos, especially since it's on your skin. You have it for life. I just have a Pokeball on my back, so.
Oh, yeah, sweet. Yeah. God, one of my mates has got a Dragon Ball. You know, and people worry too long about like, oh, what if I don't like it in 2 years? Well, it doesn't matter. In 2 years, it's still going to tell you a story of 2 years ago. You were in this place and you liked this thing, and it will help you remember your life. You know, I've got all my tattoos represent something. You know, and if they don't represent something, they've got some alternate meaning or alternative purpose. You know, so.
I like it.
That's one of my plans, actually. Dragon Ball on my arm somewhere.
Yeah, it's a
man.
pretty powerful thing, right? The good and the bad, like the yin and the yang, like, you know, the good angel and the bad. Like, it's honestly like a reminder that, you know, there's two choices you can take, and it sort of have to be smart about it. So it's pretty deep, right?
Totally. Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a big picture of a big tattoo of Jesus on my back, and I've got a big tattoo of Ragnar Lothbrok on my front. So you've got your pagan and you've got your Christian, you know, one on the back, one on the front, you know, looking out for you.
Do you
got my good conscience.
Do you think that the faith sort of helps with the fighting as well? It's sort of like before you enter the ring, sort of you say a prayer. Does it help?
Oh, yeah, we did on this one, man. Yeah, we did. I huddled my trainer, huddled my dad, huddled my partner in, and then the thing is, you know, you can't ask the Lord to my belief anyway. I'm not going to tell people how to think, but my belief on it is you can't ask the Lord to help you win or anything like that. The only thing I asked him for is to help me come home safely. You know, that's all I want. You know, I'm going in there against a very powerful puncher, and I just asked for the fact that, you know, you let me get in there and return to my family safely. You know, that's all I want, man. You know, it's but yeah, I tell you what, before flying or before fighting, man, you'll get the some people who won't believe anything, mate. They'll be saying a few prayers, that's for sure, because it's a daunting thing doing things like that.
You know, I like that, you know, you're proud of your faith, because I don't know, I just feel in this day and age, people sort of hide it, you know, but that's cool that you're proud of it and you wear it on your back, so, you know, so keep it up, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't try and push it onto anyone. If people ask, I'll tell them, but, dude, you know, I mean, what people choose to believe is what they choose to believe, eh? And I was the type of person who said, you need to show me I'm the type of person that if you want me to believe, you need to show me, and the Lord showed me. So he's had my soul ever since that, you know, ever since he done that. So hey, look, I'm real thankful, man, you know, and you just got to give thanks to the world. You got to give thanks to this beautiful place, and, you know, thanks for this beautiful life. Even if you're getting a bad run, just be thankful, man. There's people out there with worse runs or worse houses or worse families. I went into a couple of the houses in Fiji, man. We live like kings over here. They don't even have like a couch or a painting on the wall, or, you know, some of the houses we went into, man, was just unbelievable. Like, I just couldn't help but be thankful for every single thing we've got, you know, after seeing stuff like that.
Yeah, especially when they've had every couple of years they've got cyclones that hit them, and it's hard for them to rebuild that as well. Yeah,
and then like they had coups, and then, you know, so they've got a lot of stuff going on, and, you know, it was a great eye opener. It was a great you know, I liked it over there. I thought they were great, you know, and I thought the people sold it, you know, more than the scenery. The people were what I liked, you know, they were great.
No, amazing, man. That's the thing, you know. You got to take a moment and recognize how good things are going. You know, even if you're feeling down, you got to just think of 5 things, you know, immediately to sort of pick you up. I sort of watched that on a Joe Rogan podcast.
Good old.
Hey, but listen, you know, I just want to say congratulations on winning the belt. Congratulations on your wedding, and you know, congratulations on all the great things that's going on with you, man.
Thank you very much. Nah, awesome. I'm really pleased to have got on here with you, and got on here with Benji, and I look forward to, you know, keeping you guys up to date and doing more whenever you need.
Fantastic.
Hopefully I can judge your next fight. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, no doubt. I'll be fighting in New Zealand. You know, all around, man. I'll be here. You won't miss it.
Yeah.
I don't mind traveling.
And hopefully, if you're in Auckland, we'll try and grab an interview with you, you know, face to face. But yeah, so thanks for taking the time for the Skype interview. Appreciate it.
No worries, brother. Anytime. Hey, just you've got my number. Just give me a call or text, and I'll be happy to help.
Sorted. Thank you.
Do you have a message for your fans?
Oh yeah, that's right. How can they reach out to you?
Oh, anyone who's a fan, jump on my page. You know, Beau the Pro O'Brien. You know, just keep up to date. You know, I'm not posting every single day, and I'm not going to bombard you, and I'm not gonna overdo you with hey, watch this or like this. You know, I'll just post up what's real. You know, post up what I'm doing, post up the type of nutrition I have, post up how I lose weight, and just real stuff. But you know, message to the fans, thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you to the fans, thank you to the people, thank you to the judges, thank you to the world, thank you to the Lord, thank you to everyone, man. It's just I'm nothing but thankful, and yeah, thank you.
All right, one more question. Who was the cat that was in the background before?
Was it a ginger?
The ginger cat.
His name is Champ. My partner named him Champ because when we got him, I had just won the New Zealand NZPBA light middleweight title, and he was gold. Well, he's ginger, but she thought he was gold, like the same as my belt, so she called him Champ.
Awesome. Let's end it there. Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you, Beau. Thank you, Benji. Thank you both for your time.
Awesome, man. Really appreciate it. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thanks.